What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and it is time this week for episode number 3 in my comparison of Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. And this week, we're going to be seeing a battle of supercars from not one supercar automaker, but two supercar automakers. And we're going to see who is the best Hot Wheels or Matchbox in the cast. Now, again, the rules are simple. I'm comparing the cast based on their overall aesthetic. I'm taking a look at what they add as far as the cast build, color, wheel usage, and overall design of the car. And I'm determining at the end, in my opinion, who did it better. So first up, we've got two heavy hitters, one from the Hot Wheels team, one from the Matchbox team. Let's get them ready to go. And here we go. I'll show them in package first, then we'll get them out of the package and show you what's up. And our competitors this week are from the Hot Wheels team and the Matchbox team. It is going to be the Porsche 918 Spyder. Now, one of them has the hardtop and one of them has the convertible top with the hardtop off. And I made it fair, so when we compare our next grouping, I made sure that I flip-flopped it so that the hardtop would be on the Hot Wheels and the convertible would be on the Matchbox, but completely different supercar automakers. So it'll definitely be good to look at them. But let's go ahead and crack these out of the package and take a look. All right, guys, so here's competitor number 1, and it is this beautiful, beautiful 918 Spyder by Porsche in this awesome yellow enamel. And just as this thing goes around, you're getting to see all the glory of this beautiful casting. But let's take a closer look. So up close and personal here, we see some really nice lines. And I'll tell you that a lot of people will comment on how nice the Hot Wheels team does the lines on a Porsche, but you've really got to take a look at these Matchbox castings to see that, you know what, they can put some nice lines on a Porsche casting too. So let's come around to the front side here. We have these beautiful headlight tampos and that nice Porsche emblem right there on the front. Nice front lip spoiler there, and it looks really, really good. And coming around to the side, we can see the nice body molds cut in there for this 918. This is one of their sleeker, sportier models, and it's awesome to see this represented like this. Of course, this is the Spyder, but it does have the hardtop on. So the version you'll be looking at for Hot Wheel will be the hardtop off. But I do want you to take a look at it from that point of view, that we're looking at the same car, same type of cast, or same model, but they are going to be slightly different. You again have the taillight tampos on the back, and if I can get it to focus there you go, it says Porsche on the back. We've got that beautiful engine poking through the back window right there. It does have a full interior that is all black, and coming underneath, as we usually do, it's a very basic bottom, not too much detail on it. There is a little bit of detail that you would see around the independent suspensions here and things like that, but pretty basic overall, so that is that. But let's go ahead and crack open the 918 Spyder from Hot Wheels, and we'll take a look and compare the two and see how we're doing. So I'll put this one right here off camera, and that way you're able to see that as it's going. Well, in camera, but you'll be able to see it as the other one rotates. So let's get the other one out. All right, guys, there she is. She is rotating around, and we're getting a really nice look at the top off version of Hot Wheels 918 or Porsche 918 Spyder. So let's take a closer look. Now this one is done in a nice, beautiful green enamel. They're using, it looks like the Y5s in black on here. It's a good choice for this car. I want to make a quick comparison because I forgot to point out the wheels. So Matchbox is using their wheel, which is, I'm not really sure what the name of this wheel is for them, but it's a nice mesh wheel. It's one of the standard wheels you'll see, but it's got a silver wheel to it, and it's in this mesh style. Now, as we come back to the Hot Wheels again, you'll get to see those nice black Y5s, or those might not be the Y5s. I'm trying to tell, it's kind of hard to see the color in here. Anyway, it's a beautiful black wheel. I'm not as knowledgeable of some of the wheel names as some of the other creators that know these a little bit better, but it's a nice setup either way. We can see the body lines cut into this one, very similar to what we saw on the Matchbox. This green is a very nice color for this car. It really stands out. Of course, you've got the nice tampos on the side. You've got the nice little marker area right there on the side as well, and coming around to the front, it too has those nice headlight tampos set up on it. A little bit larger Porsche emblem on the front. It's got the splitter there in the very front, and coming around to the back, no tail lights and no Porsche emblem. So it's just the green enamel there. We don't have a viewpoint into the back of the engine on this one, but that's okay. It's still got a nice looking aerodynamic back, and it's that beautiful green. You can take a look inside here. You got the steering wheel and the 2 seats, and a pretty good view inside the cockpit of this beautiful car. We'll flip it over, and just like its Matchbox counterpart, it's pretty much a basic bottom, not a lot of details here. In fact, no details at all. But in that respect, they're both pretty much the same. All right, so let's go ahead and get them up here side by side, get them turning around. We'll take a look at them as they come around. And I'm having a real tough time with this one. I'm looking at them as closely as I can. I'm looking for any little subtle details that make one stand out over the other. I do notice that on that Matchbox, we do have the rear view mirrors that are molded into the side. We do not get that detail, and that was probably a cost-cutting measure by Hot Wheels. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to make a difference. So let's go ahead and select a winner, and this winner will be standing alone on the spinner. So let's get to it. All right, guys, there's your winner, and it was a tough decision for me, but overall, I feel like when I'm thinking of a 918 Spider, and I specifically want it expressed to me in die-cast version 1/64th, I want to see it with a convertible top off. And that's not to say that the Matchbox didn't do a great job on their casting. I'd say they were very, very close. But in the end, folks, I'm going to be going with the Hot Wheels. So now we have Hot Wheels with a 1-0 over Matchbox. Now, when we go back in time, we do know that I already did competitions week 1 and week 2. It was a 1-1 in week 1 and a 2-0 finish in week number 2, making it a 3-1 lead for Matchbox over Hot Wheels. But with this win, it brings the score to 3-2. We've got 2 more castings to check out, so let's go ahead and get those ones out, and we'll see if we can get a winner of those 2. All right, guys, so as promised, we're gonna go ahead and match up another Matchbox and Hot Wheels Supercar company. This time, the Matchbox will be the fully convertible model, and the Hot Wheels will be the hardtop version. They are both the same car, they're just in a different setup. So let's go ahead and see what we're gonna be looking at. And today we're gonna be looking at Hot Wheels white 720 Spider versus this lime green Matchbox 720 Spider, both from McLaren. So let's get this McLaren out of the package, get him onto the turntable, and see if we can find a winner. All right, guys, so we had Matchbox up on the wheel last time, and we'll go ahead and get this nice, beautiful 720 centered up here. It's in a nice white enamel, a little bit older and a little beat up. This came out of my son's personal collection, but the 720 is not as common of a production model in Hot Wheels recently as the F1 and P1 have been. So we dug this one out of my son's personal collection for this. So let's take a look at it up close. So you've got this beautiful setup in this white enamel. It looks like it's rocking the little black steelies on here for this one. You got the aerodynamic bubble in a nice dark tint, but even through the tint, you can see they went ahead and put a full interior inside of there. Coming around to the front on this Hot Wheels model, we have headlight tampos. We have this little black splitter right here on the front. You have the nice McLaren badge on the very front of the hood there. Coming around to the side, nice, beautiful cut into the casting here. You can see the aerodynamics of the body of this beautiful 720. And it just really makes this model look sweet. And a lot of people don't like cars in white because it does tend to hide some of the details, but this one doesn't. You can see pretty much every cut and detail in this. So let's come around to the back here, and no taillight tampos on this. We do have this rear diffuser, and you've got a nice view, if you can see that, all the way through into the cockpit through the back window, even though it's a little bit of a smoked glass. But it's got the nice little airfoil back here in the back, and it represents Hot Wheels version of the 720S from McLaren. All right, let's go ahead and get this beautiful Matchbox up here onto the turntable. Take a look at that as it goes around. It's in a nice, I would say, lime green. Really good color on this car. Makes a lot of the things on it really pop out. But let's take a closer look and we'll see what it looks like comparatively. So again, you can see the body styling and everything cut into this casting, the nice body lines here and the aerodynamics. Matchbox is going with their black 10 spoke on this one, so that's one that you'll see in a lot of their exotic rides as well. We'll come around to the front here, and it too has the nice headlight tampos on there. You've got the little vented hood or vented bonnet trunk right there, and that would be carbon fiber if that was an actual McLaren 720. You've got the front splitter in the front. This one does have the open top, so you're able to see down into that beautiful driver's cockpit, which is completed with the steering wheel and the 2 bucket seats. And then coming around to the back, little more detail on this one. We have the nice McLaren emblem right there on the back. We have the taillight tampos stretching the length of the back of this car, and that nice reflective material that's right above the carbon fiber diffuser that's on the back of what would be on this 720. So overall, pretty nice. I checked the bottoms on both of these, pretty basic. This one has a little bit of detail, as you can see here, and we'll take the Hot Wheels, and it's a pretty basic one. So it's kind of a wash there. There's not a lot of under chassis detail, so I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor for me. But let's go ahead and get these two lined up head to head, and I will let you know who is the winner when we come back and see who's spinning around by itself on the winner's circle. Here we go. All right, guys, so this one wasn't as close for me as it was with the 2 Porsches. I went with the Matchbox on this one and their version of the McLaren 720S. I feel like everything about this was executed well. It's a better overall presentation. I love the way that it just jumps out at you with this color, and it just feels like the right build for a 720 and what I would think I would see most people driving a 720 Spider would be driving around in. Now, of course, the other was a hard top, but that is not the reason why I chose it. I felt like the representation of the 720 in this Matchbox format was much better execution by the Matchbox team. And so that brings today's matchup between the Porsche and the McLaren. It's a 1-1 tie, so 1 point for the Hot Wheels Porsche and 1 point for the Matchbox McLaren, bringing the grand total to a 4-2 lead for Matchbox. We are now in week 3, so it is a 4-2 lead for Matchbox. And I'm telling you guys, do not sleep on Matchbox. They are putting out some great castings in 2023. We are set to see a great lineup of vehicles coming out, including some awesome JDM vehicles that I'm really looking forward to. So we'll definitely take every chance we can to match up head-to-head JDM cars whenever we get a chance. Unfortunately, right now, the JDM lineup for Matchbox, they don't have some of the same models that I have in the Hot Wheels side of the house, because the Hot Wheels side of the house had 2 great designers working JDM cars, and that would be Jun Amai and the late great Ryu Asada. And they're just starting to get some really good production designers in Matchbox that can put some of those really nice JDM castings together. But that's it for this week, guys. That's our matchup. So I'll go ahead and I'll put the winners to the front in each of these matchup categories here. The loser towards the rear, so you can see who the winners were. And by no means was I on a green kick today. That's just kind of how it happened. But here's your 2 winners right here, and the 2 second place or the first to lose right back here. But as always, guys, I'm so glad you came and watched this series. I'm really excited to keep doing this with you. If you have any suggestions or any cars you'd like to see matched up, or suggestions for, hey, I really like the way Matchbox does this, or there's no way there's a Matchbox that can beat this, talking about Hot Wheels, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be glad to look through my collection, see what I've got. And I'm not afraid to open anything up. So if it's something you think you could recommend that would be good for this series, absolutely let me know. But Hey, I'm really glad you stopped by the channel today. If you get a chance, go ahead and hit that bell icon. It'll let you know anytime I post up any new videos. I'd really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up if you like the video. And as always, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. You'll get some great content. We'll laugh a little bit. I go at it straight up, no script. I'm gonna make mistakes and I'm gonna just keep rolling. So that's what you get here, but I try to mix it up a little bit and I throw in some series like this every once in a while so that it's not just me hovering around Hot Wheels at Target and Walmart. So that's it for me on this week's edition, guys. Next week we have some heavy hitters matching up. It's gonna probably be some American Muscle this next week, so stay tuned for that. But as always, guys, it is Super JDM Diecast. I am out.